God bless you. I pray that this message finds you well. I have a quick word from the Lord, and it has to do with the words that we speak. He's been showing me that the enemy has been trying to tempt people to speaking things that would defile them. Jesus said that it's the things that come out of us that defile us. So we need to be careful about what type of fruit we are actually bearing and what is really sitting in our hearts. There's a heightened level of confusion, of turbulence, of things that might make people a little bit triggered so that they speak things that they may later on regret. The Lord was really reminding me of Isaiah chapter 6, verses 6 through 7, where he sees a seraphim that flew to him, and it says, having in his hand a live coal, which he had taken with the tongs from the altar. And he touched my mouth with it and said, behold, this has touched your lips. Your iniquity is taken away and your sin purged. And so I was seeing that transformation of unclean lips having been purged. And the Lord was also showing this to me in dreams, that the enemy may fill people with many things that they later on have to spit back out. So again, we want to be careful about what kind of things we're speaking, especially doing things unto the Lord in the name of Jesus. In Luke chapter 22, verses 31 and 32, Jesus is speaking with Simon Peter, and he says, Simon, Simon, indeed Satan has asked for you that he may sift you as wheat, but I have prayed for you that your faith should not fail. And when you have returned to me, strengthen your brethren. And so Jesus is saying he's prayed that Peter's faith would not fail. Right after this, he tells him that he will have denied him 3 times before the rooster crows. From this point all the way until later in John chapter 21, Jesus is resurrected and he comes back to Peter, and he is pretty much reinstating him and asking him 3 times if he loves him. And Jesus says, feed my sheep. So if we look at these 2 points, at first he's telling him that he's prayed that his faith should not fail, and when you have returned to me, strengthen your brethren. Later on, he says, John chapter 21, feed my sheep. And there we know that Jesus is not just talking about feeding his sheep with regular food. It's about the word. It's about the word that strengthens us. It's about his word that is life. And so God is speaking to us today very strongly to speak words of life. Do not speak words of death, and to speak specifically the words that God has spoken through his people. We have the scriptures and they are very, very powerful. We don't need to be in a bystander type of relationship with the word where we're only coming in to get filled by other people, where we're coming in to just listen to what a pastor or preacher has to say all the time. Of course, that is great and we should be doing that, but there's also a participation that the Lord is asking of us if we are able to actually speak the words of the scriptures, to speak them to ourselves, to speak them in our prayers, to speak them to our flesh, so that we may know who has authority over us, over our lips, and that the word, which is a sword, may also help us conquer in times of battle, because the enemy is seeking for us to speak things that will harm us and that will cause us to sin in the name of Jesus. We do not want this to happen. So if we could just be a little bit more sensitive to the Spirit in this time, practicing silence when we are feeling tempted, and calling on the name of Jesus to help strengthen us, to strengthen our lips, to guide us in our decisions, and to keep us in a straight path. It's always better to keep our mouths clean with good things coming out that can edify us, words of love, words of strength, and words obviously that are of the Lord. In the name of Jesus, God bless you.